All right, so I wound up buying a used L92 6.2 liter block, and it's got a little bit of machining work ahead of it. If you didn't notice, I own a CNC machine shop, so I get to make some stuff when I have time for me, which I don't usually do. So I am making billet aluminum mains caps for it, and I'll put in this video some quick machine work I've done, because this block was twisted, and to make it easy, it was actually pretty level from here to here, to this cap main surface on the block. But from here to here, so number 1 main to number 5 main, it was twisted 2.5 thou. So I had to take about three, actually I take four thou down. So everything is leveled off. And the reason I did that, one, for it being twisted, two, somebody had a power adder supercharger on this block, and the mains will walk. And when the mains walk, you'll get like a metal transfer. You actually see in this main here, you're going to see the different colors in crap. Well, that's rubbing, and there's aluminum on there. So the real shiny, lighter metal is aluminum, and the rest is oil rubbing. So that's what we had. We had a very inconsistent main cap surface. So I'm doing ARP. So I got a line hone it anyway, so I'm doing ARP factory size main studs. And then actually, this piece here is 6061, just a test. So what I'm doing is I have 7075 up there, T651, I believe. So, and then we left it a little shy in here so that there's enough room for the machine shop, which I can't do. I can't line hone or hone the cylinders. So anyway, so I'm going to do billet aluminum main caps, which is nice about aluminum is just like when you see big power motors, they got aluminum rods. It's like a big shock absorber for the engine. So that's what aluminum does. So I'm going to do the aluminum caps, and hopefully to keep this LS alive for 25 pounds of boost, I think. Who knows? And I'll show you another thing I have to do to this to keep this thing going. So I started kind of prototyping these. I'm sorry the motor's upside down, but this is a front timing cover. And instead of having a motor plate, we're doing a motor plate on this and a mid plate, bolting down to your water pump jacket. I had made this billet plate and started anodizing it. It's going to bolt, the motor plate is now going to bolt to this timing cover. And on a GMLS timing cover, it's a little sloppy. It's like on an 8 mil bolt that holds it down, there's an 11 mil hole. And they do that so you can center the crank seal. Well, I just separated the crank seal from the cover on mine, and so now you can actually help center this on the crank. Especially now that we're taking down the crank 5 thou. So cam sensor. Yeah, so it's a really nice cover. I got a couple things I still have to do. This is kind of like a first, Rev 1 mock-up demo one. So we're just fitting oil pump, and everything looks pretty good so far. So that's just for me. Not really doing anything yet for any kind of resale stuff. So anyway, now the cylinders on this, they're a little beat up as well. But what I'm going to do is dry sleeve this block, which I can actually do. So it's going to go into my big machine over there, and I'm going to hog out these factory sleeves, leaving a little bit of aluminum. And I have new sleeves sitting over there, which I'll show you the parts for. And the only reason is this looks okay, right? So GM, or whoever makes these freaking blocks, they have a mold for pouring the aluminum, and they stick the sleeves in the mold, and they pour the aluminum around the mold, and then they bore them, hone them, get them ready to go. you can see, if you can see carefully enough, there's equal distance between the aluminum casting and the final ID of the bore. Okay, it looks pretty consistent. Okay, that's on this side. It's a different story on the other side. Here you can see the cast shift. Of course, I'm zooming in. So you can see the difference. It's a huge difference. So that's pretty common for these year blocks. So what I'm going to wind up doing is just punching these out, because if I put boost to this, it's just going to split it. The factory born, this is 4-inch 65 thou, so 4/16 for easy terms. And then it's actually a 4080 bore that I got. So the pistons that came with this when I bought it were really good, induction pistons, and the rods as well. I actually changed the rods, but the rods were pretty good, decent as well. So I want to keep all that stuff. I like the bore size, and so I'm going to hog these out and then put the sleeves in, which I'll have plenty of meat to do that, and all the math and everything else works out pretty well. It is a AFM DOD. I went up tapping these, and the reason I did tap these is that I'm making a cover that's a little bit beefier, but set screws go down in here, which I'm going to seal. I have them 3/8 set screws. You could just tap a 3/8 right down in. So you set the set screw all the way down, and then there's enough to leave plenty of thread for a bolt. And then I'm just going to bolt these two halves together. Might be a stupid idea, might be a waste of time, but it's really no different. I'm going to make the under intake cover anyway, so might as well make it with those holes in it to bolt down. And I'll put a counter groove on the bottom for an O-ring, so we won't have any oil leaking up past. And who knows, it might do something, but it'll be a little bit beefier and be able to kind of keep the top of the motor together, I think. Who the hell knows? It'll probably just crack in between the mains or send a rod out the bottom. I don't know. But yeah, so these mains, no good. Oh, and I also pinned it, if you saw that. I went up, so this one, you'll see, it went into my CNC machine, this old clunker here, which I keep around because it's just nice to throw stuff in and just do simple stuff with. So, and so I pinned it so that you don't have main cap walk. I just got done doing, kind of cleaning the mains up. Came out pretty nice. It took off just about 3.5 thou. So, took to get it to kind of clean up nice. So it's going to have to get line honed.